This is the one episode rule. I'm Magpie, broadcasting to you again from the place void of events or content that we live in now.
There's nothing here.
There's
We're all
just
slowly dying.
it is a featureless white void in which
Yep.
we are slowly consumed by our own ego.
I can only feel my face. I'm Blackle. Yesterday I went to Walmart, and I tired me
My
out so much. I
condolences.
came home.
Jinx.
Tired me out. It tired me out so much. I came home and fell asleep for 2 hours.
Rip. Yeah,
Yeah.
Walmart's rough right now. It's kind of a journey to get
Plague
through.
groceries is a trip.
Listen,
It's a
the only
whole
reason why I
day.
went to Walmart. The only reason why I went to Walmart is because I went to my roommate's house in Ottawa and I forgot all of my pajama bottoms, so I had to buy new sweatpants from the Walmart.
You,
Riveting.
Anyway.
Yeah. Sometimes you
Anyway.
gotta.
Tell us
Sometimes
about
I
your
gotta tell you the
sweatpants.
whole story.
I'm calling you it.
Yeah. Hi, I'm
Oh.
Joey. I'm gonna introduce myself now. I think the most interesting thing that has happened to me this week was that last night at about 3:30 a.m. I realized that I had a letter in the mail from Blackle.
That's
Uh-huh.
me.
Yeah, that's you. And it was good. It was very funny. It made me feel emotions. I went on a roller coaster, and I'm not gonna tell you what else was in it because it's my letter and it's for me.
Wow.
So it was a loose.
Exclusive.
It was just a loose white powder, right?
It's my
I'll
letter.
never
It
tell.
was for me.
Blackle.
And you're just
Blackle
like,
sent-
it's salt.
Blackle sent Joey some spare confectioner sugar in case they were out.
I do run out a lot, so thank you.
Hi, I'm Emma. I don't know what the colorless white void thing was all about because I'm broadcasting live from the house from Blue's Clues. And it's really cozy here. I am in a big thinking chair. It is bright red and very soft. And Steve is out, though, right now. He's
Aw,
busy.
Jen.
Yeah.
What did
he,
you do to Steve?
What did you do?
well, let's
Emma?
just
What
Emma.
did you do to Steve?
let's just say they're going to be
Can I
looking
please
for
talk to
clues
Tutter?
for a long time.
Wait, that was the bear house. Sorry, I got confused.
What is wrong with everyone?
I was always freaked out by the bear from Bear in the Big House.
No, he was good.
His neck
He's
was
a
too
good
long.
He
I
was
like
fine.
I liked his individually articulated eyebrows.
Oh boy, this episode's got a feel to it, don't it?
It do.
So pensive.
All right, well, I'm just
Jingle.
gonna start talking about the news if nobody else
Bow, bow, bow.
stops me.
What's that, Blue? What do you have there? Blue?
Can't believe we're doing this. Magpie, save us. Blackle, didn't you have another thing to say?
Oh yeah. I mean, if you'd like me to derail Emma's wonderful bit about
Oh, please
being
do.
in the okay, what I have to say is yesterday, or was it the day before? Anyway, I was up till 7 a.m. and I made a Letterboxd account because I've lost control of my life. And I just want to tell you that the reviews on that site are kind of hilarious. And I'd like to read you the popular review of this week, which is for
God.
Old Boy 2003. And the review is simply, dude, just go to therapy, LOL.
Damn,
Got him.
I agree.
I enjoyed
Wow.
that quite a lot.
Blackle has
Sunny.
posted a bunch of pictures of the bear from the house in the Discord, and his neck is still threatening to me.
I remember the bear. I remember the mouse. I don't remember any of these other characters, and I watched this show, I would say, religiously.
Yeah, I remember some of these.
All right. So is the Blue's Clues bit stale enough to go back to?
You mean fresh enough?
Yeah. Blue was just chewing on a hairbrush. But she's okay.
Aren't most of the objects in that house sentient? Was the hairbrush okay?
Yeah,
Was the hairbrush okay?
It was chewed beyond the capacity for screaming for help.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna make it.
I had to mute my microphone so I could put it down.
Oh. Please destroy.
Please destroy my sentient hairbrush.
Well, all right. I'm gonna go ahead with the news because this is getting weird.
Okay.
I say I'm gonna get on with the news. Let's put it this way: the plague has made anime a bit of a dead industry right now.
Yeah, like we're an anime podcast and we haven't talked about anime at all yet.
Yeah,
That's true.
it's a bit of an odd situation for both. Well, for us, but then again, we're amateurs who do this for no money, so it's a little less real for us.
But if you
Wait,
want to
you guys
change
aren't
that,
getting
you can
paid?
send all business inquiries to oneepisodecast@gmail.com. That's one, the word, not the number.
Please
Who's been
sponsor
signing
us.
my checks?
Oh dear.
Steve.
But anyway,
Steve?
so basically, all of the news is just product stuff that they were gonna unveil anyway, or promotional things like. I don't know. One of the only cool ones I saw is like somebody made a Fender Telecaster that was themed after Ava Unit 2, and it looked really cool. But that's not a story. That's just a cool guitar.
It's a cool
So
thing that you can have.
I reached into a hat and I pulled out this one because it gave me a thought, and that's more than any of the rest of them have.
You had one thought.
I had one thought.
Big
So
thought.
this is the article. It is from the Crunchyroll News, and it says this. Conduct your next video chat from a Love Live club room. 3 video backgrounds are currently available, with more on the way. I'm not going to read the rest of this because it's not important to the thought I had. But I'll just tell you what the thought I had was. I can think of no better way to end a relationship, business or personal, than to contact someone over a video chat service from a Love Live club room background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
With Nico Yazawa dancing in the background.
No. They just don't stop dancing the whole time.
They're real bad too. They straight up look like visual novel backgrounds for like something like really sketchy.
Solid.
I'll post a tweet in here so y'all can get an idea of what I'm talking about. But yeah, talk to your boss with this in the background. Explain to your 60-year-old boomer manager what's going on.
They just open up their things like, oh God, you have malware.
You've been installing games on your computer again. That'll slow it down.
Uh-huh. Oh no.
Who is this for?
Perverts.
Yeah.
Okay, do perverts commonly contact each other via video chat?
I
probably
wouldn't know.
Or is it a different kind of pervert who does that, who has no need of this?
I just want to share something which happened to me today, which is I was in a meeting and they used this as their background.
I thought you were gonna say they did use the Love Live backgrounds.
Okay, this is
I would
funny,
have quit
Black.
that moment.
This is funny, Blackle, but I need to know, is this actually true?
Yes, it is actually true.
That's incredible. I love that person.
And people were asking what the fuck it was.
Just say nothing. Never acknowledge.
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, I guess I can talk about. I don't really have any news, so I guess I'll get into some stuff that I just wanted to talk about. I also went to Walmart the other day, which was a harrowing experience.
Didn't have to fight anyone yet. Almost.
I did get to stand in the by the layaway counter for a half hour waiting for someone to show up to give me my in-store delivery of Persona 5. which, incidentally, is a pretty good video game.
Worth it.
Now,
I mean, it's got to be
co-
worth it.
Emma's covered a lot of this, but I'll just say that I'm going to be real. I've played a fair amount into the intro, very long intro on this game, but from where I've gotten, um, about to get into the meat of the game. Persona 5 appears to be a better anime than almost any of the stuff we've watched on this program, which is disheartening.
Very, very true.
I recently bought a game as well.
And what'd you buy?
I bought I realized I had $27 still on my Nintendo account. And I thought, I'm going to buy a game because I don't normally play video games on my Nintendo 2DS. And I
I
bought
saw you asking about that on Twitter.
Yeah, I bought a game called Severed, which was published by a Toronto-based publisher, like game development company.
Wait a minute. Are those the people who did Jotun?
I couldn't tell you because I have no idea. I just saw it. I saw the trailer. It seemed kind of interesting. I saw the Government of Canada and Government of Ontario logos at the end. I was like, how about I buy this? So I bought it. And it really reminded me just how much I dislike playing video games, unfortunately. It's just the most tedious,
It is
most tiring.
Is it a horror game or what?
It's a game. It's like a weird, like, you walk around to different rooms and battle monsters, and you have to like slash them using your stylus. However, they have like attack patterns, but the attack patterns are really boring, and they have like health way too high, and so you just have to keep like countering their one attack pattern over and over and over again until they're finally dead.
Oh, so the loop is bad.
Yeah, it's not fun.
Oh, that's a shame. This is not what I was thinking of, by the way.
Okay.
You might like Jotun, but I couldn't say one way or the other. It's basically just a game where there's only boss battles.
I hate boss battles.
And there's only like 9 of them.
I'm sorry, Mags. I think I would hate that game.
You might. But I liked it a lot, but only because it is almost entirely hand animated, and I'm a mark for that sort of thing.
Okay, that's cool. I would watch a Let's Play of that, but I'd rather not play it myself.
The animation. I was just going to say, the animation in the Persona 5 cutscenes, however, sometimes just as you're playing Magpie, just try not to look too closely at them.
It's a little weird in places, isn't
it? They get a little bit sort of hoarsely at times.
They get a little elongated, do
they? They get a little elongated. Eyes just a little bit too far to the sides.
A little fishy.
A little fishy.
I noticed that. I noticed the different frames in which Akira or Ren or whatever looks a little too much like Vincent from Catherine. Kind of freaks me out a little bit. I feel like they have most of their animation, or at least the art direction, is done by the same people for most of their games. So they can get a little fish-eyed.
Yeah. Some characters more than others, but the models generally look okay.
Unlike that, unlike the animation that, I did watch more Beastars too.
Oh yeah, how was that?
That show is great. I don't know what it's about.
It's about.
I'm only on episode 5, so I suppose we'll find out. But I'm still just like, this is There's a lot of tension and character building, and I don't know what the plot is.
Living society.
Like it's going well, but I don't know where it's going.
They just do stuff. It's fine.
Things just sort of happen arbitrarily.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm enjoying it.
I've watched a great deal of Beastars, and I've also I haven't personally read it, but I have been shown many pages in succession, and still couldn't really tell you what it's about.
Emma,
I mean,
the way you said that you've been shown many pages, I just imagine like your sleep paralysis demon squatting on your chest and holding the manga out in front of your like wildly darting eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that's what happens.
We go to different places because I was very much imagining Emma like duct taped to a wheelchair like Red Dragon.
Okay. I was
Someone showed them slides.
wow. All right.
And that someone was Gil. No, let's go on.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So, anything else, or should we proceed?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I had to add.
We watched Cats. It was good.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
all many of us watched Cats. I got very drunk while watching Cats.
And let me tell you something, folks. In Vino Veritas.
Yeah, but I will say this, is that even though I was very drunk, I could tell that the stage show was very much better than the movie.
They're
That
good
movie
for
is not
different
very good.
reasons. They're good for different reasons.
No,
that's all
no,
I'll
actually, one
say.
of them is good for one reason, and the other one is less good for the same reason.
They're both good in different ways.
No, not really. It's
Let
more
Joey
like
enjoy the trash.
it's a lot more like a film director was really uncomfortable making a musical again that he didn't want to do.
Well, I wouldn't call it trash, but it's good. It's fine. It's good.
It was good.
We can proceed.
It's enjoyable.
It was a lot of things, but I don't
Giving
think
him
it was
so
good.
sorry.
Anyway,
So, I actually have something for us today.
oh well, show us.
And that thing is going to be called... Hold up, I forgot the name already.
Great,
I don't think I've heard of
Should
that
we-
anime.
cool.
Do the podcast over.
Let's just start
too
from
late
the
for
first
that.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're watching Wizard
Hi,
Barristers
welcome.
today.
Yeah.
No,
Let's
we're-
just start all the way over
We
from
We're watching the
Wizard
second
Barristers.
episode of Wizard Barristers.
let's change the name of the podcast and watch all of the podcast episodes in order.
I'm not powerful enough. Literally not powerful enough. Okay,
You
so
need
what
to
we're gonna
charge
do?
up.
We're gonna change the name of the podcast to the one episode rule.
Just make it more and more inaccessible as we go on.
Just make more and more references to the first time we watched. So, like,
Uh.
you have to go watch the first series to
You have to see
understand
the
this
first
one.
episode. Joey, what are we watching?
We're watching Bomberman Jetters.
Okay,
Oh.
that sounds cool. But I have heard of a Bomberman. Well, that was something, wasn't it?
All right. Can I talk before we get to anything? Because
Oh, you've got an agenda, do you?
Listen. Okay. I know there's some stuff that we all want to talk about very badly, and I want
Just
to
one
get
thing, really.
I want to get my what I
I've
want
gotta
to do
go.
is want to say why I picked this anime specifically, and then
Oh,
we
a
can,
proactive
we can go
defense.
wild. Yes. So when I was a child, I had a PlayStation 1, and I had a game called Bomberman Fantasy Race, which is essentially Mario Kart, except you ride around on the little bunny guys and you throw bombs at each other. And I saw this. I didn't know there was an anime for it, and I was like, hey, that seems fun. Let's watch this. And so here we are.
So here we are.
So who wants to go now?
All right, I'll lead into this. Well, first of all, can somebody find a blurb or something?
I've got one if you'd like
Shut up.
me to read it.
I would.
All right. Now, this is the blurb that is provided by the Crunchyroll that we watched it on. So, so just know that.
Crunchy rule.
Yeah. Deep space. Many different cultures have come together to live on planet Jet. To keep the peace and organization known as the Jetters is formed. This space police group fight against the villains known as the Hige-Hige-Dan, making sure that the universe is safe. The leader of the Jetters, Mighty, is a powerful bomberman who is looked up to and respected. His brother, however, is a lazy, crude slacker named Shirobon. Suddenly, Mighty disappears. Shiro finds himself placed in a new situation. Shiro steps up and become a responsible bomberman and with the new friends he made of the Jetters, it may become possible for him to be the next Jetters leader, in quotes.
Jesus
May
Christ. This is my favorite.
May
no,
I please?
No, sit down.
Please.
Not yet.
Sit down.
Not yet.
I need
Not yet.
this.
Go
What
on.
it is incredible that the blurb, the dub, and the sub all have different names for the main character.
Oh.
Because in the subs he is called White Bomber. In the blurb he is called Shiro. And in the dub he is very clearly Silver.
Okay. Can I
Sober.
please? Okay, I put together my own blurb, and I'd
No.
really like to
Okay.
read it for you
God.
guys.
Are you going
Oh,
to talk
God.
about the thing? Because we got to
Well,
get
here.
to that.
Here,
Just
here.
let me grab like a wallet or something to maybe a wooden spoon to bite down on, and then you can go ahead.
Okay.
Uh-huh,
3,
uh-huh.
2, 1.
Uh.
Falco and Bomberman protect the Hope Diamond from the meddling hands of Hulk Hogan and the Minions in this peculiar Japanese adaptation of the beloved sitcom Seinfeld.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no! Damn it!
No.
No, I wanted to lead into that organically and having a conversation about it, but we can't. We just can't
I
fucking
wanted-
ignore that George Costanza's here.
I really just wanted to give it some space. I wanted to ease into it because I think that
I'm sorry, the show didn't let us ease into it, so we can't ease into it in the episode.
I mean, I suppose there's some merit to that. I mean, it just came at us.
I need
It
you to
didn't
know
stop
that
coming.
when that happened, I think the villain was monologuing, but I was laughing so hard and crying.
I just screamed. No, I just screamed Seinfeld.
I had to literally
wants to
stop the
explain what
episode and
happened?
walk around a little bit.
Who wants to explain what happened in detail, please?
Okay, so what happened was
Should we talk about the rest of the episode first? Because this is the only thing that I have to talk about, really.
Okay.
I have so
'cause
much else to talk about.
okay. We
Yeah.
should take some bites from around the edge of the sandwich first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can't get to the meaty center first.
Okay, I have some other things then.
All
we
right.
Maybe we should start at the top then.
My
Sure.
my initial impression was I had a great viewing experience because I had to walk the dog halfway through the episode. So I got to really percolate on Seinfeld. But before I
Don't
left,
worry, we were too.
I caught the intro. I saw a human character that straight did not appear in this episode. They must be from later. But my impression of the human character was just written as, "Oh no, her head,"
Oh no.
God.
Ed.
because
Yeah.
it's 25% the mass of her body.
They had some interesting design choices for this show, which like I already knew because, like I said, I played the video game. I knew they looked like that, but doesn't make it much easier.
I had no thoughts on the character designs in the intro because I was too distracted by how just like really bad the theme song was.
Oh, you didn't like it?
In English, it's fire.
It was just really not.
It
was kind of rough.
It was par for the course for this sort of production, honestly.
The vibe I got from the intro music was, you know how like, I don't know if you guys know, but My Chemical Romance played on The Wiggles one episode. And
So that's
it
what
felt,
you
listen, it was undeniably My Chemical Romance, but it was The Wiggles. And this music gave me the vibe of the Blue Hearts playing on The Wiggles.
all right.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I can understand, I guess.
I'll say something.
Is that true? Is this a true thing?
I don't know.
MCR did
Are
play
you-
on The Wiggles.
I believe that was Yo Gabba Gabba.
Okay. The same difference.
It's actually very different because the Wiggles are men and Yo Gabba Gabba is a lot of very tall and sort of anthropomorphic dog chew toys that speak. And they sang a song called Every Snowflake's Different, in parentheses, just like you. And I don't think it sounded a goddamned thing like this theme song.
I wasn't saying that.
think-
I was saying that MCR was
It's
to
the energy.
the Yo Gabba
It's the
Gabba
energy.
experience as the Blue Hearts is to this.
Okay, this bit's over. Moving on.
Great.
So, what I want to talk about is the character that's called Birdie
Oh, yes,
that
yes. Birdie.
spent his entire time flirting with the Bomberman brother.
He did seem kind of fucky, didn't he?
Yeah, kinda.
He
I
also
took
has a
a
very
choice
large head.
screenshot.
I don't want to. I'm
Emma,
I'm trying to figure out how to approach this subject.
take
You know,
your
he
time.
looks like he ought to be hitting on Falco in the background of a scene from Star Fox.
Holy shit.
It
Especially
looks like
this,
Falco's stoner cousin.
especially this particular screenshot.
Yeah, he's got those eyes.
He's just like,
I don't know what it is.
what's going on?
He's such a fuckboy. Just chilling there drinking his Starbucks.
I'll say one nice thing about this show before it gets weird is that I always found that there's something. This show is of a breed of shows. It's basically product placement.
Yes.
Pokemon falls into the same vein. Mega Man to a degree, although the American cartoon has its own unique breed of insanity to it. They all tend to fall into this, and especially like I guess you would call it like product placement anime. They all tend to have like very similar backgrounds, and I always found them kind of charming because they're always rendered with like watercolors and shit.
Yeah,
They're just kind of nice.
I kind of think the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
it was fun to watch for sure.
It definitely gave me the same vibes as like I wrote down Sonic X and Battle Beat-em-on and Bakugan Battle Brawlers. They all look exactly like this.
It's here to sell you Bomberman.
Yeah.
Capcom would like you to purchase more.
Oh my god! It was done by Studio Dean, the same people who did Higurashi.
Studio Dean
What
does
the
everything.
fuck?
It's a nightmare.
Oh.
Studio Dean did the Rick and Morty fucking samurai short.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
They do
That's
everything.
shocking.
I didn't know that. That's amazing, actually.
I'll say a bad thing to balance out the nice thing I said is that the sub quality is suspect in that I think there was one subber and he was not very interested in doing that.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that what was his name? White Bomber said shit at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a couple of people dropped shit a couple of times, and there were a couple of sentences that just straight up don't make sense in English. There were
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
why are you doing?
Why are you doing?
Right.
Why are you doing?
I just want to know why you're doing.
Who do you think I am?
My biggest disappointment with the English translation was the fact that the grandmother character, in Japanese, her name is Bomba-san.
Oh, that's cute.
So fucking funny.
That's
And all they, I spent like the next probably 10 minutes of the episode trying to figure out how you would translate that.
What did they write for her?
It's a pun on Bomba, bomber, and
Right.
Obasan, grandma. They just translated her name as like Grandma
Granny
Bomber,
or something?
or
Yeah.
or something
Grandma.
like that. And I spent the next like 10 minutes trying to figure out what I would have said, and I think I've settled on Bomma.
Bama.
Bama.
Bama. That
Like
Bama
the-
sounds like a super villain in like an 80s like cartoon.
It sounds like a store brand. I think I've
Bomma.
heard of it
It's for your
before.
health.
I think it's like a
Bomma.
jelly or something. But
No idea.
let's see what else.
I want to say for the record that, and maybe this sort of betrays the pace of the show, but my literal first note was, it feels like I'm watching this at 2x speed. And this
Oh,
is coming
so-
from someone who regularly watches things at 2x speed.
Well, did you watch it at regular speed, though?
I did.
Oh, wow. You had to.
Yeah,
If I had gone any faster, I would have gotten a nosebleed and died.
I don't know. I didn't find the pacing to be any different than any other like Saturday morning anime.
Yeah,
I think the
thought about
first
the
like
same thing.
I think the first like minute was like just extremely fast for some reason to me.
And I don't know. Okay.
I've so just checking in really quickly with some research that I've done. This show was actually also produced by by a company, an anime production company, literally called Japan Ad Systems.
A little on the nose.
That's fun.
Yeah, and they they also produced such hits as Beast Wars 2 and Beast Wars Neo, the anime sequels to the television program Beast Wars from America, the Transformers series.
I'm gonna cry.
They also produced Transformers Robots in Disguise, the first one, which was called Car Robots in
Wow.
Japan. They produced Megaman.exe. They produced many of the much reviled Japanese Transformers series, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, the really bad sequel, and Metabots, which is fantastic.
Wow.
My God.
You know, speaking of Metabots, that reminds me. I read this whole thing the other day about how 4 kids came into existence, and it's really hilarious.
It's so fucking
yeah.
funny.
I do think I read that too.
But yeah, okay. So do we wanna get into the main thing?
May I just do one quick rant about just the whole thing about how Bombermans are a species, real quick?
Yeah, I agree. That's kind of
ahead.
fucked up. I'll
Yeah,
yield
so
the floor to
first
you.
of all, their planet is shaped like a Bomberman head, which is already fucked up. That's like the Earth having the shape of a human face. Secondly,
Yeah.
I hate their like weird like mitten hands. That just disturbs me greatly.
They're just
Which
horrible.
also stop
Okay.
being mittens sometimes. And
They
also
do.
like
I was gonna say that.
they have magical powers where they can like conjure like explosives. And I'm just imagining like this is like a species and their magical power is this. And I'm just imagining like what if J.R.R. Tolkien came up with something like this and it was just like some species that can blow things up just by conjuring objects. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And also the name White Bomber, like okay, so they're Bombermen. Everyone's like outfit is apparently white, so that's like calling this kid John Smith.
Yeah, that,
Also, I hated White Bomber's voice so much. I
oh
couldn't
yeah,
even.
He's just a kid.
it's just
I
it's
wanted to
just like
strangle
really,
White Bomber.
just like
He's
a really
fine.
squeaky anime kid, you know. But
And
yeah, those are all pretty valid. The species being weird. Like I don't know if all of them can do it. It might just be him and his brother and his grandma. But they do
Yes.
appear to be training in the way of the fucking bomb.
yeah. But like it's funny because the bombs don't always like explode.
Well, his are
I
shitty.
don't
But
they have other powers than making things like they can
Yeah.
make colorful orbs pop out for some, which I don't know what that meant.
Fruity Pebbles.
he just made a bunch of balloons. That's what it
The
was.
balloons just
Which,
floated away and sad music played, and I didn't understand that moment, I'll be
Which
honest.
it kind of calls into question why they're called bombs anyway, if only some of them are bombs.
Well,
It's
it may just be that the bombs have made the greatest impression on the rest of the galaxy.
True.
I suppose.
Like, oh, it's
Um,
those Bombermen.
Oh, it's those motherfuckers.
I guess it's not that I really thought, that Bomberman and well, that the Bombermen that I have seen, it's not that I really thought that they were human. But I guess it never occurred to me that they were fucking aliens, I guess.
From the planet of the Bombermen.
From the planet of the
Planet
Bombermen.
Bomb head, man.
All right, enough of this shit.
Okay,
Let's talk about
we really have to
Bombfeld.
talk about. We have to talk about the Jerry in the room.
Okay, so what happens? What happens is they get through the beginning of the episode. Primary characters are introduced, right? Of course, at some point during the first episode of a show like this, which ran for 52 episodes, by the
Fucked.
way,
It's long.
you
Totally
need
inconceivable.
to introduce your primary villain. You need to get your Rita Repulsa and Goldar in there, so
You
that the
gotta get
audience
your
knows
monologue.
what's going on. And to do this, they cut to this man who either is or leads the Higa Higa Dan, which sounds like a yakuza. But But
Yeah.
anyway, they cut to him, and he is Hulk Hogan with early Kamina glasses and a Speedo and huge junk. It's just
Just
there.
huge junk.
My
But-
eyes didn't go there, y'all. I
but
didn't
the-
notice that.
But the main problem is whenever they cut to his monologue, they transition scenes and they started to get close on him, and the music went boom, 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 ba-da-da-da.
And it
It
kept
was so
going.
And it just kept going the whole
Exactly
For a,
as it is in the hit Seinfeld sitcom.
for a
Same fucking music.
3-minute segment, they played the full duration. And folks, listen, sometimes you hear a song and you're like, oh, hey, that sounds. This was like 2 notes difference, to the point that I know I can see in my mind's eye an anime producer standing in a smoke-filled room and saying, I need you to play the Seinfeld theme.
And then I need you to change a note every 4 beats.
Literally, what they did was they went on Netscape, they downloaded Seinfeld.midi, they opened it up in Guitar Hero, or not Guitar Hero, Guitar Pro, or Guitar Tab Pro, or whatever the fucking MIDI editor is, and they just moved a couple of the notes
They-
around, and that's all they got to do.
They opened
Shit.
it in Fruity Loops, and they sneezed on the screen, and wherever their droplets landed, they moved those notes up a little bit.
It is
And-
barely
Literally-
even legally distinct.
Literally can't prepare yourself for that moment because you're just watching and you're like, oh, there's the Bomberman. He's
You
got his little
can't
bunny
deal
guy.
with
You
it.
just,
It is
and then
And-
suddenly,
it is
Ba-dum-bum.
absolutely the most notable thing in the show.
There is
Let's be
and
clear here, actually. So, the Seinfeld theme is jazz, right? And the deal about jazz is there's a certain level of improv there. So I believe that what they have in their possession is just another instantiation of the Seinfeld theme. It is not
Yeah.
distinct.
Yeah, it's just an arrangement
oh my
Yes.
god.
because it's just slap bass.
none of the other music in the episode sounds like this. None
Not
of it even.
close.
There is no precedent for this. There is absolutely nothing visually or auditorily in this episode that prepares you for the fact that they drop the fucking Seinfeld theme on you in the middle of it. I literally don't remember the rest of the episode. I was thinking about that for the rest of the episode.
Like, I don't know
Yeah.
where to go with our episode from here. It's literally the most notable thing, and I don't know how to construct a joke around it.
Oh,
Meg,
there's
well,
no.
you're-
It's just that's the joke. The joke is that you're watching fucking Sonic X, but with Bomberman, and then the Seinfeld theme literally plays in the episode.
Like, what the-
literally the Seinfeld theme, folks.
Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah.
I can't handle it.
Meg, you weren't
There's
here,
no
but
there is nothing we could say that would be as funny as this actual moment in the episode.
We had to
should've-
wait minutes before rejoining the podcast because Michael had to stop hiccuping from the laughter.
It's so hard.
Joey and I joined before everyone else, and without really expressing, like, without exchanging any words in particular about the anime, we both knew, and we both just started
here's what
laughing.
we said. We were like, we're ready to talk about this, and we were like, yeah, I've got a couple of thoughts, and like, because we try not to spoil anything to each other before we start talking about the show, and Emma joined too, and we were all in agreement that there was one thing to talk about, and it was the
kinda
Seinfeld
one thing
music.
in the episode that there was to talk about, and it was the fucking literal Seinfeld. It's like straight up the fucking bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum bum.
It's the
It's
same
like-
thing.
Like,
We
even that
literally
dude-
should have.
Even like fucking Bubba Bo's huge junk can't distract from it.
Yeah.
Like, it's entirely inappropriate and would consume a huge portion of jokes on a normal one episode rule episode, but this isn't one.
I missed it because I literally tears in my eyes were so heavy from laughing so hard that I couldn't see the screen, read the
I-
subtitles, or look at his fucking junk.
I couldn't look at his. I couldn't pay attention to the rest of the episode. I whited out and woke up in a Pokemon Center, It was absolutely inconceivable.
Like, so I guess we have to call this one a wash. We've talked about it. That's it.
I have,
Yeah,
I
there's
don't know. I've got
more,
a couple
like,
of things.
there's stuff, but like,
Well, I mean, see if you can pull anything out. Like,
So apparently, the Bomberman and Birdie. It's his literal name is Birdie, which
Yeah,
I
he's
can't
Birdie.
even
Birdie.
fucking deal with. They are a part of some elite squadron to protect the universe, and on this day, literally their job is just to stand in a room and wait around a diamond. That's
Yeah.
all they're doing.
it's a big rock. This is what it is to be the opposing force in Lupin.
yes, you're right. He literally does that some episodes.
Just like, this sucks. Some guy's gonna try and rob the place.
Like,
Can
they
anyone
tried.
tell me
Okay,
what?
here's the thing. They tried to have like a dramatic scene at the end where, like, oh no, the mighty bomber might die, and like
He did fall
White
over like
Bomber-
Yamcha.
White Bomber did his like cool. Oh yeah, I'm gaining power now, I guess. And
Super Saiyan.
you can't. I wasn't thinking about it. I wasn't thinking about
It was
that.
completely
It wasn't-
undercut. You could still
It
hear
was
it.
undercut because I could still hear the music.
Going Super Saiyan and then just bar in the background. Oh, this is
It was all I could think about the whole time. There was also the impact was lessened primarily by this Seinfeld, but also by the fact that like he just like had an older brother who's gonna die voice. Like that was
Yeah,
just
but
his
he was
voice
fine
actor.
though. He was fine. Was the thing?
He's
He
gonna
was
die.
good.
Back up.
He's gonna die. Every single episode he almost
Maybe
dies,
every
and then
episode.
randomly he does.
Maybe they just have one good cell of him, and it's him collapsed on the floor like Yamcha.
And so they just much like in all of the Transformers shows that this studio produced, they just reuse that footage over and over again.
Yeah. And then
It's just stock footage of the brother dying.
brother dying. Birdie's over there yelling, "Mighty,
Mighty.
nothing."
Mighty,
Mighty.
you gotta cut me, Mighty.
I can't
Who's
deal with this.
gonna run the jizzers now?
Oh no.
No, not good.
So
Bomberman
like,
jizzers.
that's I have to ask. I'm obligated to. Are you gonna watch any more of this?
Absolutely, yes.
I kind of want to see what's gonna happen in the next
wanna
episode. I
see
kind of
if
want
they
to see
do it
what.
again. You just want to
what
see if they do it again.
I want to hear them play the Full House opening in the next episode. Can anyone tell me what bomb stars are?
I
think
don't
it's a-
know.
I think it's a MacGuffin from the games.
It's like a manga that was written by the daughter of the guy who did Baki the Grappler.
Yeah, that's it. Oh man,
That's the one.
that show would be horrible.
Bomb star.
It'd just be this, but fucky.
Oh God.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
Yeah.
It's already close
kind
with
of
Birdie.
there.
So, all right. Well, let's wrap this one.
Birdie's
up.
sexy. Birdie is so sexy. I had to say it. I'm sorry. I couldn't hold it in anymore. I thought I could wait until the end of the episode, after the episode was over, and we could say, and we could be off the record. But I just had to. He's sexy. Okay. He had a sultry voice and those eyes. Okay, I'm good.
Emma, you're so valid.
Emma,
I
you're so
appreciate
valid
you.
and so right.
I appreciate you throwing yourself on this hand grenade to put a good joke in the episode. But,
Yeah.
anyway,
It's
if
a
you want
joke.
to voice complaints about the volume of that segment, you can send them to oneepisodecast@gmail.com.
That's one, the word, not the number.
Send us your sexy birdie fan art, please.
Yeah, send that to the Twitter.
Yeah, you can tweet us at one episode cast. One, the word,
Tweet.
not the number.
I tweeted.
Tweet like a birdie. Okay. Cool. Good. Thank you, Joey, for that joke. Thank you for saying that joke really quietly.
One the word, not the number.
I'm very tired.
Ba-dum-bum-bum.
Bum, bum, ba, ba, ba.